Hello everyone, Marissa Miller here, and if you are new, which you probably are, then welcome to my channel. So, I am an author illustrator and I have published 2 books so far. They are both children's books. The first is Chasing Figments, which is actually right up there right now. It's a picture book, and the second is a middle grade young readers book called The Grim and the Fantastic. They are both available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble Online, and other online book retailers if you are interested in checking them out. So, I started a series called The Publishing Diaries, and it is kind of following my journey with this work in progress that I'm doing, which is going to be a young adult book. And it is starting from finishing writing the book to trying to publish by October of this year, 2020, and the steps that I will be doing along the way. I have 2 other videos out on that so far, so if you're interested in checking them out, you can look at the Publishing Diaries playlist. So with today's segment on that, I was going to go over what I do to format my own books. With both Chasing Figments and The Grim and the Fantastic, I formatted both those books entirely myself, including my cover layouts and placing my illustrations, etc. I use InDesign. I am not any sort of guru on InDesign or super knowledgeable on it. I am utilizing the skills that I learned from when I was head editor of my college's student news magazine, and I had to learn how to do layout for that. So I know a lot of basics. There are probably more efficient ways to do this. If you are really, well versed in InDesign, then there are probably other faster ways to do this, but this is just the way that I do it. I also know that there are services out there, and there are websites that can format books for you. I guess for me, I just like to know that I have the control of my layout 100% by doing it myself, and also it saves me some money not to have to pay someone else or pay a website or whatever else, etc., to do it for me. If you are interested in learning the basics of laying out a standard paperback book without any illustrations, laying out chapter titles, using master pages and body text, character styles, etc., then please continue watching this video. One last thing is that if you like this video and found it useful or helpful or just interesting in general, or you're just a really nice person, then I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, and if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're interested in seeing any more of the videos that I post in regards to being an author illustrator. With that, I think that is a very long intro, but we can get into the video now, and I will show you what it is that I do to format my books. I hope you enjoy. Okay. So, what you're going to do first is you're going to create a new document by hitting New or Control-N. Then the first thing I do is I go over to Picas and I select inches. I do have a pre-existing paperback setting, but for this I will be using regular. So I switch it to inches. The width and the height are 5.5 by 8.5. It's a standard paperback book size. The orientation is in portrait mode, which is how we want it. And for this demonstration, I will just be using 20 pages. Start page will start on page 1. And for margins, we will keep them probably all the same, but there's this little button over to the side where if it's linked, you can change them all and see how they all change the same. But if you break the link by clicking it, then you can adjust one margin at a time. Okay, then for bleed and slug, I haven't had to utilize bleed or slug for anything since I was in college. It's really for the printer to have like excess space for cutting and cropping and stuff. I haven't had to use it for any of my regular formatting with my books. I had to use it for my cover, but that was different and it was already included in the template. I didn't have to set it up. So anyway, then you're going to hit create. You have your new document. Here are all your pages listed out on the side. We have page 1. Typically, I don't start until page 7. So all the pages before that are going to be front matter, and then I start on page 7. So then what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to create an A master, which is what I'm clicking on now. And just put that into screen. And then, so I like to set up grids and like parameters for things. So if you click on this ruler up here and you drag it down and you leave it off the page, it's going to stretch a blue line across. on the far left side too that you can pull from there as well from that ruler, and you can see where the measurements are coming from. Make that at the middle of the page. I'm going to do it for the other one. That's handy for doing page numbers later. Okay, so we have that, and I'm going to pull down. You can see how if I do it on the page, it shows on one side or the other, so you want to have it off the page so it does it all the way across. I'm measuring. You can see a dotted line on the far left ruler. So I'm using this for like, where's my chapter space going to be? So there's the top one and the bottom one, and then this third line is going to be where I would like my body text to start after the title, the chapter title. So then you're going to go over here, you're going to right click, apply masters, and then you're going to apply it to all pages. Okay, then if you go and you click down, you can see anything that has the A in the corner now has all those grids, and you can't move them or adjust them or anything, like they're on a separate page, so they're just going to stay put there for you. Then you're going to select your typing tool. Go ahead and click and drag, and it's all set there. Then we're going to go over to character styles. I have character styles pre-selected here on my menu, but you can go up to type and hit that, or shift 11. And it's going to start with none. You'll hit this little button down here that says create new style. It looks like a page that's folded up in the corner. All the new buttons look like that, like a page with a folded up corner. Click on the character style one, double click it, change the title to typing issues title, and then go to basic character formats. I'm selecting Times New Roman. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make the size 80. Let's try that. Okay, so now you can see over there, you can go over and you can click paragraph, or you can click up top where it was a minute ago to center it. So I'm putting in chapter 1. Now it's overset, so that's called overset text, and you can see that little red square right there at the end is telling me I have text overset. And if you look down here, it's saying that I have one error. If you click on it, it's saying overset text on page 7 in a text frame. You always want to check that that is clear and it doesn't have any errors. So I'm going to click back on there in my character style, and I'm going to shrink this down to 65. Let's try that. Okay, so now it fits in the frame. Very good. If you want to highlight what you're doing, you can adjust the height and the width individually by hitting these buttons up here. You can see it's a T with the lines going either this way or this way, and you can mess with that as you wish. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the body, and click and drag from that line that we distinguished, and then here is my Snow White story. I just pulled off the internet. It's a generic PDF, and I'm going to copy and paste, and I hit Control V, which is paste, and then I'm going to create a new character style, and I'm going to title this one Body for body text. Basic character formats. I'm going to also make this Times New Roman. Just click down a bit, go back. I'd like to be regular, and I'm going to make the size 14. So now I can click on the text box. Then I'm going to go into my paragraph style, and I want it to be left justified. Highlight it all, click on it. Now you can see that the lines are all squared off on the far right side and on the left side. Just makes it look a lot nicer as standard paperback things. So, as you can see, it's just on page 1. I highlighted a lot more than what's showing up here. So you're going to go up to this corner, and you're going to click on this arrow up here. It is not filled in. You're going to click on that red plus sign at the corner where it says overset text, and you can see that there is text floating around on there. Don't click on anything yet with it. Just let it hover on your mouse. Go to the next page, click and drag down, and then it's going to continue on. You can see that it's continuing on the text. It's not the same text that was on the previous page, so it will continue on as long as you click that plus sign. Then do it again on the next page, do it again until we finish what was written, what I highlighted. So for example, let's just say our chapter ends here. Then this other page is going to already be set up to have chapter 2. Go to character styles, title, let's go ahead and center it, and write out chapter 2. So then I would do the same thing where I would click on the body and the body allotment space. I would go and I would copy the rest of it and then paste it in there, and I would select body just like I did before. So scrolling back up here, I'm going to highlight all this. scrolling, you can see that it highlights the entire text box, everything that's in it. So the spacing between the lines is going to be, I'm going to change it to 16 just so you can see now that it is spaced a little bit further apart. I just kind of like the way it looks at it. Also, if you want to italicize, but the font that you're trying to use doesn't have an italics option, you can zoom in and out with Control plus or Control minus. I'm zooming in, Control plus. And then there's this little T up here where we did the other with the stretch and the stretch this way. And if you hit the slant, you can change it. And so now that word year looks like it is italicized now. So I'm going to go back up here to my master pages. And this is how you set up a page number. So I'm going to do a little text box here in the middle. I'm going to go to type on the menu, insert special character, markers, and then current page number. So now you can see there is a little A in that box. I'm going to make it bigger so it's easier to see, and I'm going to center it. Then I'm going to copy it, paste somewhere random on the page, and I'm going to drag it over onto the right-hand page 2 in the same spot so that it matches on both sides. And if you go to page 1, you can see that it exists there. It's a little hard to see, so you can see it here on page 4 a little easier because that line isn't blocking the number 1. So typically on page 1, that starts with your title page. I'm going to go ahead and use my title character style. You can create whatever you want. I'm going to write tutorial page and just have that be a place marker. You don't typically start with page 1 on your title page. Some people do, but I personally would like my page numbers to start during my actual body text. So I don't want the front matter in my book to have page numbers. So I'm going to go over here to page 7 where the body starts. So we're going to select page 7, allow selected spreads to shuffle. We're going to deselect that. And then we're going to come down to numbering options and we're going to have it start, keep it on page 1. So start page numbering at page 1. So that's going to tell that on this page it's going to start numbering from page 1 again. This little warning is going to pop up. You're going to hit OK. And then you can see that now where page 7 was, now says 1 in a bracket, and then it continues on from there. So now with the A Master not applied to anything, by hitting that none and then dragging it over, it is once again normal without any page numbers or anything, so just this title page. You can see it now. The page count looks good. Some people don't like to have page numbers on their chapter page, but I find that a little cumbersome to try to reset the pages to do all that, so I just leave page numbers on my chapter title pages. If you want to insert new pages, you can hit this little new button and click on a selected page and then hit the new, and it's going to insert a page in a new spot. So when you're done and you want to have a print ready PDF, you're going to go ahead and click on file and then hit export, tutorial page 2. That's going to be my file title. You can see it's an Adobe PDF print. That's good because that means it's going to be a print ready PDF. High quality print, all that, it's in pages, and export, smaller. Okay, so now you can see that it is as a PDF and now it's in single pages. That's just how I submit mine. I'm not really sure why it's that way, but there you can see the title chapter pages. There aren't any lines or anything from before. They're all gone now. You can see where I inserted a page there, page 4, beginning of chapter 2. I didn't add any body to chapter 2, but you can see where the title would be. And then, yeah, you can see how the general layout would look. So if you go back over here in the InDesign and you're interested in placing an image anywhere, I'm going to go onto this page 4. You go up to File, you hit Place, select an image, and then click and drag. It's going to be floating just like the excess text was. You click and drag, and then you can place the image on there any way that you would like to. I did this for placing my illustrations. You can select, and there's more to do with placing illustrations, but since this work in progress does not have any illustrations in it, I'm not going to go into detail with that. There are things you can do to like add effects to things and stuff too, but that is kind of some other stuff. So again, I don't have any illustrations in this book, so I don't feel it necessary to go into that stuff, but that is the basics of how I, the basics of how I lay out my books in InDesign. Very basic, copy and paste from my Word docs or my Google Docs, and I just highlight a whole chapter. I do the flow text just like that, and I go ahead and I already have my master page set up to mark it out all of my chapter titles and how they're going to look. And I have that spacing all decided. I've adjusted my margins, so all I have to do is copy and paste in my body text from my Word doc and manually just create, you know, click and drag, type in the word chapter 1 or chapter title or whatever. So yeah, this video covered character styles, master pages, page numbers, a version of text flow, placing an image. I think that's primarily it. That is how I do it, and those are the exact steps that I would follow to format my own books. So if you're interested in doing that yourself, you now have a little rough guideline. I know it's not super polished. I've never done a video where I'm like talking while like the video screen is playing. I did record myself talking as I was doing what's going on the screen, but I had a problem with that file, so I had to film this while I was watching the screen as I'm doing things. Like it's already a video, it's playing, and I'm like commentating over it. So I apologize if it is a little discombobulated. I was kind of having to react in real time. My first time doing a video like this, so just yeah. I hope it worked out, and I hope that it can be helpful to someone out there who's interested in formatting their own books. So I think that is everything. Thanks for watching this video. Again, if you liked it, give it a like. If you have anything to say, give it a comment. And if you're interested in following more of my videos, give it a subscribe and hit that notification bell. And until next time with my next video, thanks for stopping by. Bye!